Actually back out in the tent again tonight. Out hot tenting for the I think fourth night this week, somewhere in that neighborhood. Definitely cooler outside right now. We're down temp right now is right around the freezing point. But I think with the wind chill, because it is super windy outside, with the wind chill right now, they have the feels like temperature is down into the teens. It is supposed to drop another, I think, about 15 degrees tonight, so it's going to be pretty darn brisk. So we're kind of holed up in the tent here, hanging out. Got the stove lit and cooking a little dinner over here. At the dinner, I think we're just about finished up. We give people a few minutes and see if some folks pop on here. Going through and just super simple dinner tonight. I did little pasta packs, like one of those little Knorr pasta. I think it's like the butter noodle, and so kind of cook that in this little. It's actually a little bitty bento box here from Fire Maple. I actually really like this little cook pot. Use it a good little bit. We're out and about, kind of with the shape and size and stuff of it. One, size-wise, it is plenty of room for enough food for me. But the shape of it, it actually packs into my kit really well. I actually use that little bento box quite a bit. So I actually just took that off the stove here, and actually I've got it sitting down here, trying to cool off a little bit. So hopefully I can eat it. And boil the noodles and stuff. And I did go through and add like a Star-Kissed chicken packet. I think I just did like the chicken salad, just to give a little protein pop to it. A little hot chocolate over here cooking away, and got it slow cooking, hopefully, so that it's not too darn hot when I get ready to drink it. But we'll jump into it here in hopefully not too distant future. If you guys joined our little live last night, you might have noticed I went through and as I was wrapping it up, I was making a little, because for those of you that weren't on there, I'm out in the field right now. We're doing a class out here through the Texas Survival School. And so we've got students that are scattered across this 80-acre block. And take these headphones off. So we've got students that are scattered all over the place. And honestly, I was kind of bored yesterday afternoon. So I sat down with some stick and some cordage, and I started making little Blair Witch dolls that when I went out at 4 o'clock this morning to check on students, I periodically just hung a few around the property. It was kind of funny that most of them had been found by this morning. I think most of the people got a good laugh out of it, so it's kind of good. Those guys have been out here kind of calorie depleted for a little while, cold and working themselves pretty hard. So it was good to give them a little bit of a smile. So that was good. So far the Blair Witch dolls were actually seem to be positively viewed. But it's just kind of a weird mood last night. My little outdoor adventure dog Topo over there, she is still tucked away in the bed. She was pretty darn tired when by the time the end of the day, she's used to getting like an afternoon nap, so she's over there curled up, covered up in a blanket. Like I said, it's pretty brisk outside. It's nice and cozy and warm inside here. So when stove, she's back there covered up. I always get questions about her. She is an Aussie doodle, technically, although I feel like I should hand over my man card saying it's a doodle. She was an accidental doodling, I like to say. It wasn't intentional. Didn't get her for like a breed or anything. Um, her She has a poodle mom and the neighbor's Aussie dad. Actually, the person we got it from wasn't really even sure what she was when he picked him up. Had him DNA tested. He's a veterinarian. Had him DNA tested, but I was looking for something I could take out hiking. And so she is absolutely brains of a poodle. She is super smart, but she's got the gas tank of an Aussie. So I can take that little dog out and she will walk all day with me. We've been all around the property today. She's literally been on her feet the entire day. And at this point, she didn't get her afternoon nap, so she is crashed over here on the cot, covered up in the blanket. I get a lot of questions about her name. Her name is Topo. And one of the first times I had people come over like to class and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, like Topo Chico." I had no idea what they were even talking about. I was like, "What is Topo Chico?" I named her because she is my little hiking buddy, and I wanted something navigational. I always harp on, hey, go through and learn actual land navigation. And let's see, who's that? Earthly Ed. Good evening, y'all. Good evening, Ed. All right, buddy. You said y'all. Where are you from? I'm a Southerner. I'll throw y'all out there in a heartbeat. So if you heard it, toss it down. I'll be curious to see where you're from. Um, But no, so I named her Topo, like topographical map, not even thinking about the bougie water. And people were like, oh, like Topo Chico. And I started looking, I was like, oh, wait, it's like I didn't even know what Topo Chico was. Let's see, hey, brother. All right, lights in my eyes. County outdoors. Perfect, man. Hello, hello. Good to see you, man. We're just hanging out in the hot tent. Got the stove going. I'm actually going to eat a little dinner here. It's been a long day at this point, and so I'm going to grab a little food. We've still got plenty day and activity left. We're going to be roaming around out in the woods here for. I think I'm gonna make another loop at like 10, and then go check on students at 4. So I'll get cat naps and all that fun stuff. But we're headed out tomorrow morning anyway. The part that sucks about doing all this stuff in the woods is taking all this stuff down and getting it back home and cleaning stuff up and getting ready for the next class. We do classes in different locations all the time, so kind of a constant churn and moving through stuff. Um, it is, like I said earlier, it is definitely. Let's see, North Carolina originally. All right, what part of North Carolina? I'm a South Carolina guy, closer to Augusta, Georgia. When I grew up, my in-laws are all from Western North Carolina, on that Asheville side. My wife likes to tell me she's from the better of the Carolinas. We have some heated arguments over that at my house, but yeah, so we're definitely down into the teens and all of that fun stuff tonight. Like I said, it feels like about 16 outside right this second, but it's going to drop about another 15 degrees tonight, so it is going to be a chilly one out here. So hope all of our students are bundled up and they've got their fires roaring down there. Everyone, they're in great shape. When I made the loop through just a little bit ago, I'm sorry to say that I'm from Iowa, but I have a lot of friends in that area. That's awesome. We're not going to hold Iowa against you, too, man. In Iowa, actually in North Carolina, too, you guys get like real winters and stuff. Here in Texas, like, we don't really get winter. We got this thing called not summer. Lexington, but also lived near the coast as well before. All right, cool. Went west. Very good. Can you say my name, please? All right, I'm guessing Louis Eaton. Is that correct? Lewis. It's a little far away. Man, I'm old. My eyes. I had LASIK like 15 years ago, and it was absolutely life changing. 7 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Man, that just sounds cold. But we're not going to be far behind you. I think when I wake up in the morning, it's supposed to be about 15. I don't have my hot tent set up yet. Man, the hot tent is an absolute game changer. It is super cold outside right now. I got in here. I'm in just a base layer top because I was roasting by the time I got this thing set up. This is the One Tigress Rock Fortress. I bought it a few months ago. I've definitely started to put it through the paces, and so far I'm digging it. I got like the inner bug net piece that goes in that kind of cuts off half the tent. I got it to keep the dog kind of quarantined, but as cold as it is right now, she's perfectly fine hanging out in here. You do buy the floor separately. It doesn't come with the floor. But so far, I'm really kind of digging it. The One Tigress products so far have been pretty dang solid. I think I've got 2 or 3 of their tents. I know I've got a couple of those, the backwoods bungalow things. Those work pretty well. Me and the dog stay in those. I've got their little poncho thing that turns into a shelter too. I think they call it the tents former. That thing's been pretty slick. Let's see. I set up last weekend. TV knockoff the One Tigress. It works with the hot tent stove I have. Yeah, I'll be honest. The hot tent thing, it's been a game changer for me. Unfortunately, in Texas, we don't get to use it that often because our not summer period is so short and condensed here. It gets a little chilly through like January and February, and then that's typically it. And even that doesn't typically last that long. We'll have a few days down around, the freezing mark and maybe a little bit below that, but it unfortunately it doesn't last that long here. Our summers are absolutely brutal. They seem to never end. But winters, they're here and they're gone. And my poor kid, when we moved here, he's like, I don't remember the last time I've actually even seen snow. But we get it here every few years. I'm closer to the Dallas area, so we'll get a little snap here or there, but it's not very often. Get up in the Panhandle and stuff. I think they get a little more weather up there than we do. Let's see. I made a couple notes on here. I'm trying to remember what all I had. All right. So other than the tent here, I don't even remember. Someone asked last night what the stove make is over here, and I looked online. I have had this thing for probably 10 years, and I truly don't even remember the name of this. I have friends down in Jasper County, Texas. Sweet. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure what area Jasper is. I transplanted here back in like 12 years ago, but everything here is so huge and sprawling that I'm still, I still feel like I'm a transplant and figuring out my way around. But on the stove, I don't even remember. Someone asked last night what it was, and I kept looking, and tried to find it online. I have no idea. I've had this thing at least 10 years. I've definitely gotten more than my share of treatment. I've actually had to go through and treat it a couple times, like try to keep it kind of propped up, but it's been a good one. It wouldn't be bad if the canister was a little bit bigger so you could get bigger wood in there. I have to get up in the middle of the night. I probably feed it about every 3 hours, somewhere in that neighborhood here in the tent. How often do y'all do classes in Oklahoma? I'm really interested in doing classes with y'all when I get the funds. So the classes up here, we typically do like just the advanced classes up here. We do more of the basic and intermediate classes. Those run, gosh, we run like our basic class runs at least once, if not twice a month, from September through May. But we do that more around the DFW market. We do our advanced class up here in Oklahoma, and then we also do our knife only class up in Oklahoma. Eric, who's my partner here at the school, he and I own a block of property that's over kind of northwest of Atoka, northeast of Atoka. We're kind of over more like toward the Wilburton area. But those classes, we kind of only do those a couple of times a year, so it's not too often. We do most of the basic stuff sort of right there around the DFW market. So we don't venture up this way nearly as often as I would like to. With that big piece of property up there, and half the time I just feel like I never have the time to go up there and play around. See, Jasper's just south of the Angelina National. Okay, I definitely know where Angelina is. That's a gorgeous area out there. I've made a few trips out there. Make sure I'm not missing stuff. Are you guys able to hear me pretty well? I've changed mics and stuff, and last night on the live last night was kind of the first time I had used this mic. It's a DJI lavalier mic. I've been using Rhodes and just was not overly excited with those, and I was kind of pleased with this audio last night, but definitely still playing around with these, and was kind of halfway impressed with the signal. Last night it seemed to actually flow and stream pretty well, no real lagging and any of that craziness, so I called it a win. One thing I need to get back to on the channel, if you guys aren't following the channel, definitely go through and check it out. I try to do a lot of outdoor related stuff. Audio is a bit quiet but clear. Okay, perfect. I'll try to talk louder. You know, I've got my southern drawl, and sometimes I have a tendency to mumble a little bit. Blame that on my mother. She's a mumbler. But I'll try to talk a little louder here. Also try not to be overly loud so I'm not blowing you guys out, because that was always the problem with the Rode mics. I felt like if I talked louder, it seemed to be more muffled, like it didn't handle the clarity with it when I would kind of get a little bit louder on it. But we'll go through and do that. But if you guys aren't following the channel, go through and check it out. Try to do a lot of outdoor activity related stuff, and it's kind of a combo between survival and hiking, and try to do kind of tips and tricks, and I do a lot of gear reviews and stuff. I'm absolutely well, I'm a fan of the gear. I like playing around, and honestly, it kind of came out of necessity with the survival school stuff, because we always have people bring out different gear, or they're asking a lot of questions about gear. So we are always sort of taking stuff and playing around, picking up new stuff, just so we can give people kind of our honest feedback about, do I like this piece or do I not like this piece? And it turns into, well, I'm kind of a gear junkie. So I try to do a lot of like little quick reviews and stuff on gear. So if you are I'm trying not to use the word I want to think, a gear fan. I was going to say something that rhymes with more. That's what my wife was just like, you're like a gear whore. I just enjoy the gear piece. But yeah, if you're a fan and kind of want to check out some new stuff, I try to do that. It's honestly, it's been quite a while since I've done very much of that. I'm trying to circle back around with that. Be well, brother, and have a good live. You as well. You as well. Take care. Come back and visit us again. If you guys are liking the live piece, I may actually keep doing this. Last night was the first time I'd actually done one. And I was actually just sitting here in the tent, and I was like, let me play around with this. So I figured I'd pop on and just see how it went. And yeah, it's kind of fun. It's actually kind of neat to be able to sit and have a quick chat with you guys here from the remoteness and confines of wherever we all are out there. But I just wanted to pop on for a few minutes tonight and have a quick chat with you all. And I'm going to sit down and eat some dinner and probably feed the stove here again in just a little bit, and trying to get this tent nice and warm. And you guys most definitely have a good one out there. Everyone stay warm, get outside, and enjoy yourself as much as possible. And maybe we'll do this again pretty soon. You guys take care.